What's going on? This is going to be a look at a late New York CAD trade about that 1 o'clock New York time entry. And this is going to be just to train your eye to see the pattern. So basically we know that between 12 and 2 p.m. really we can get scalp entries off of USD CAD, or really most CAD pairs, but especially USD CAD. What we can see here is that since it's just a scalp and it's in a low volume period in the market, all we have to do is play off the key areas. So first of all, let me get the pen out. Alright, so we see this area, right? So we're in overall bearish USD CAD, and you can see there's this drop-based drop in here that price just touches into. Let me draw this out. It might be clear on the 30-minute. Yeah, so we're gonna draw this out, this guy out. Right, so we saw price come back up into here. Let's take it down to the 10-minute. We see price come back up into here and break structure during London and New York. So with that in mind, we know that this could be a key area of supply. So now when we see price come back up and test this area around that late New York time, we know that because this likely is a low volume period in the market, that we could still have a good reaction off of a lot of these areas, including this 1 hour area that was already tapped into. But because, like I said, it's late New York, they can often work out, and we determined that when we see validity, right? So we saw a break of structure in here. We saw this break of structure, assuming that tapped into here, broke structure. Then what we can see again is that we tap into here and break structure again. So that gives us validity of this 10-minute area. So now we're going to drop down to the 3-minute or the 1-minute. So this came into it at about 10:13, and you can see how fast it just melted away from this area. You probably wouldn't, at least I wouldn't have been able to get a trade off in here because it's just too impulsive. But on this retracement, this is that 10-minute valid area, this 10-minute buy to sell candle. And now that's coming into the market, or coming into that area in a low volume period where we're known to get reactions, we can see what happens up in here. So coming into this on the 1-minute, you can see this nice bullish trend. We have a high, lower low, or higher low, lower high, higher high, right? Now that taps into this zone. And when we tap into it, what happens? Well, where's the major structure area? It's right here, right? So when price taps in here, we don't really get a break of structure, so we wouldn't have been able to take this initial trade. But price breaks this structure, confirming it further. We have a little bit of liquidity forming right here. So what does price do? It comes up, takes that liquidity, and what do we get? We get a break of structure. Where is it? Come on. There we go. We get this break of structure in here, which gives us enough to take this POI right here. And adding to that, there's several factors. We have this manipulation grab up here, taking of this trend line, whatever you want to call it. Could have taken inducement trade in here now that I'm looking at it, because you have this trend line takes the trend line, makes the lower low-ish, comes back in and drops. I wouldn't have taken that, but you could have. But this one would have been more confirmed. So enter here with 3.8 pip stop, just targeting the sponsor area of the swing for a 6.5. If you wanted to hold it down to the very sponsor area down here, that would have been a 10 or almost an 11. Down here, that would have been a 12. So now you can see that scalping in this time frame does work out. Oh yeah, and there's one more confirmation. So there's another confirmation with the CCI. So what do we have here? Divergence, right? So you have a higher high in the price, right? We have this made a higher high. Can you see that there? Higher high. We have a high of 35.5, then you have a high of 36.7. So that is a higher high followed by a lower low, divergence in the CCI. You can use RSI or whatever you want. And we have this big impulsive push down. So that's how you could have known, okay, well, we're coming back into this structure. It's already shown willingness to break. It's at a low volume period of the market. We had that 1 minute break of structure, that liquidity grab, and the divergence. That would have been enough to take a trade, enough to take risk, and you could have broke it even, could have had a take profit here, break even somewhere in here, or risk free, and then final TP could have been down here and an extra TP here. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. More to come, and keep practicing these late New Yorks.